what the black man and woman needs to know about the nation, about the world, about themselves. Muhammad Speaks It. To order your 12-issue subscription to Muhammad Speaks newspaper, 313-371-7033. 313-371-7033. Kareem Bean Pie is the grand champion of all bean pies. The rich flavor and smooth texture takes this pie to a whole new level of delicious. One bite and you'll understand why people all over the country call daily to order Kareem Bean Pie. 313-371-7033. That's 313-371-7033. Kareem Bean Pie.
This bean pie is delicious.
Muhammad Speaks presents Messenger Elijah Muhammad's Teachings by Minister Khalil Shabazz every Sunday from 2 to 3 p.m. at Muhammad's Temple of Islam, 12609 East McNichols Road in Detroit.
Brothers and sisters, we rise for prayer. In the name of Allah, the Beneficent and Merciful, all praise is due to Allah, the Lord of the worlds, the Beneficent and Merciful, Soul Master's Day of Judgment in which we now live. The alone that we serve and the alone seek for thine help and aid. O Allah, please guide us on the right path, path of those upon whom thou spell thy favors, not on the path of those upon whom thy wrath is brought down, nor those who go astray after they heard thy teachings. Say he, Allah is one God. Allah is he of whom nothing is independent, but upon whom we all depend. He begetteth not, nor is he begotten, there is none like him. And I bear witness that none is earth to be served, worship or praise besides Allah, who came in the person of Master Farad Muhammad. And I bear witness that the Honorable Elijah Muhammad is that true servant and last apostle. Ameen. We'd like to acknowledge the brothers and sisters that extended us the greetings of Assalamu Alaikum. We have Sister Hala Brooks of California, and we have Brother Captain Hakeem, and the believers in Richmond. I'd like to say in the name of Allah, who came in the person of Master Farad Muhammad, and in the name of his last and greatest messenger, the most honorable Elijah Muhammad, I'd like to greet the brothers and sisters with the Nation of Islam's greeting words of peace of Assalamu Alaikum. Today we like to talk about divinely guided leadership is best. Last week I was watching, or online as usual, and a brother shared this video of this ISUPK disbeliever. Because we need to get the language back, how the messenger taught us about these people. Because it's the chief hypocrite, Louis Eugene. He changes the language of the messenger. He called ISUPK and IUIC brothers. The messenger didn't call them brothers. He called them disbelievers. And the messenger would use hypocrite and disbeliever interchangeably.
Yes, sir.
He taught us to strive hard against the hypocrite and the disbeliever. But since Louis Eugene is a hypocrite himself, he changes the language. So he, as a hypocrite, wants to be looked at as a brother, so he make all the disbelievers brothers too. He make you think just because you black, you a brother. No. You got black people who hypocrites. Malcolm was a hypocrite.
That's right.
Malcolm was black. Malcolm was in the nation. When Muslims talked about Malcolm, they said the hypocrite, the Judas, the Benedict Arnold, the hypocrite.
That's right.
So when you talk about IUIC or ISUPK, you don't say the Israelite brothers. No, you say the Israelite disbelievers. And we supposed to strive hard against the hypocrite and the disbeliever. So this disbeliever, he was talking a bunch of nonsense. And when I listen to these disbelieving Israelites, can see how they really don't want to smoke with the Nation of Islam. But they want to pretend to the public like they want to smoke. Because you got to understand, ISUPK and IUIC never did nothing courageous in their history. So instead of them doing something courageous, they replaced being courageous with being disrespectful. We got to understand about these disbelievers. We have a history of being courageous. When we look at the history of the messenger was courageous. In the 1930s was one of the most brutal times in our history. The messenger got the most raw, the most hardcore teaching of any black man in the history of black people in America. Master Farad Muhammad taught him that the white race is a race of death.
Yes, sir.
Not only did he teach him that, he said not only do you have to know this knowledge, but you got to teach it to 17 million black people in America. Not only do you have to teach it to them, but you got the hardest job of any man who ever lived. That's your job. So for 44 years, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad was courageous. So since he was courageous, those who followed him was courageous. Malcolm X, as the national representative for the messenger, he was courageous. Muhammad Ali, he was courageous. Louis Farrakhan in his prime, he was courageous. Jeremiah Shabazz, James Shabazz, they was all courageous. FOIMGT, courageous. Because we had a courageous leader. But when you talk about these disbelieving niggas, they don't have nobody courageous in their history. When you talk about Abba Bivens, what did he do courageous? Who did he produce that was courageous? Absolutely not. So the jealous, disbelieving nigga, since they see this cheap hypocrite, has cream puffed the Nation of Islam. Now these niggas trade in courageousness for disrespect. So I'm listening to this disbelief. More disrespect. So he said that the Holy Quran is toilet paper. Then he talking about Prophet Muhammad. Once again, they don't want to smoke with the nation. When you talk about Prophet Muhammad all the time, but you indirectly trying to talk about the nation, that's coward nigga, plus you don't want to smoke. Prophet Muhammad ain't got nothing to do with us. In the Holy Quran, it clearly says, Allah raises prophets and messengers for the people. He don't praise up Prophet Muhammad for the black man. He raised up the Honorable Elijah Muhammad for the black man. And all them jealous, disrespectful, disbelieving, coward niggas know. But they don't want to smoke. They happy for our kind of hypocrite. They happy. Now we can be the tough, disrespectful, non-courageous, dirty beard-wearing niggas. The Holy Quran is garbage. And all this nonsense he said. So we're not going to talk about the Prophet Muhammad stuff he was talking about. We're going to talk about what he was saying about the messenger. And we're going to deal with this Holy Quran toilet paper stuff too. So he said that the messenger referenced the Bible more than the Holy Quran. That's what he said. He said, we don't understand the Bible. But he said that the messenger referenced the Bible more than he did the Holy Quran. And that's why they don't want to smoke with the nation. Because if Farrakhan wasn't a hypocrite, this stuff he talking about is easily disproved. Let's go to the July 7th, 1957 Pittsburgh carrier. It's called Holy Quran and Bible. Just like the messenger talked about hypocrites and disbelief, he talked about Holy Quran and Bible interchangeably. So this was July 7th, 1956 Pittsburgh carrier. And it's called Holy Quran and Bible. Then we can go 9 years in the future to the March 5th, 1965 Muhammad Speaks. It's called Divinely Guided Leadership is Best. The messenger got the Holy Quran and the Bible. It says the Honorable Elijah Muhammad was given the true meaning and wisdom of both books by God in the person of Master Farad Muhammad to divinely guide his people. So while all these non-courageous, disrespectful Israelite niggas was in the synagogue bootlicking the white Jew, the messenger explaining to the black man that we need divinely guided leadership. Yes. We don't need leaderships from people who just popping up, making themselves leaders to the black man. So he explained to us that his divinely guided leadership comes from God in person, Master Farad Muhammad. So in Master Farad Muhammad's divinely guided leadership, he taught the messenger the wisdom and the knowledge of both books, yes, Bible and Holy Quran. And it's through the Bible and Holy Quran that the messenger was to give us divinely guided leadership. Now let's go on even further than that. Now let's read what the messenger says in his July 7, 1956 Pittsburgh carrier. It's called Holy Quran and Bible. In the parentheses it says continued from last week. Just for the disbelieving, disrespectful niggas in ISUPK. The messenger writing articles every week. Holy Quran and Bible. Continued from that last week. The messenger said, we the so-called American Negroes are mentioned in the New Testament under several names and parables. I will name two. The parable of the lost sheep and the prodigal son. Luke 15, 1 through 11. Of which we could not be described better under or in a parable. Before the coming of Allah, God, we being blind, deaf, and dumb, had mistaken the true meaning of these parables to be referring to the Jews. That's one of the most important statements for us in this generation. For the disrespectful ISUPK nigga, the disbelief. Because he telling us that Elijah Muhammad quoting the Bible as if the Bible is a Jewish book. We gotta break it all down for these niggas. Because I like bringing history. Because what did disbelieving nigga like to do? They like to do like they talk against the white man, but they more like the white man than the white man is like himself. These niggas like to hide history. Because the Bible is the white man's book. The white man who ISUPK was following before they started copying the teachings of the man didn't like the Bible. They felt like the Torah was the end of God's word. That was it. They didn't like Jesus. They didn't like none of that. They were just with the Torah, and all ISUPK was down with them. So the Christian white man, he didn't like the Old Testament, but he put the Old Testament in with the New because they make you think Jesus was prophesied to come and be the Messiah. So the white man, the white Christian don't really like the Old Testament, just like the Jew don't like the New Testament. But the only reason why the white man put the New Testament or the Old Testament in with the New is because they make you think all the Old Testament prophets was prophesying about the coming of Jesus. They tell you that the laws was done away with Jesus. So the only purpose of the Old Testament for the white Christian was to talk about Jesus. Let's get it straight. So when we used to read the Bible, like the messenger said, he said, before the coming of Allah, God, we being blind, deaf, and dumb, had mistaken the true meanings of these parables to refer to the Jews. Now let's go to Exhibit A. ISUPK come from the commandment keepers. That's where old Abba Bivens come from. They got a documentary on YouTube about the commandment keepers. We got to continue to remind these disbelievers when these niggas say the messenger quote. You ain't quoted the Bible. He taught you the Bible.
Right.
So on the documentary, for these disbelieving ISUPK niggas, this what the description says. It says the commandment keepers. TheCommandmentKeepers.com is a featured documentary on a highly observant African-American synagogue founded by Rabbi Wentworth A. Matthews in 1919 in Harlem, where it carried on more than 90 years. The film is a dramatic story of a people caught between two often conflicting words. Remember now, they talking about the messenger quoting the Bible as if the Bible is a Jewish book. They try to make you think that black people are Jews by bloodline. That's what they saying now, that they add the messenger's teachings to the Bible. But when you go look at Wentworth now, it's still up now for you to look. The film is a dramatic story of a people caught between two often conflicting words, black and Jewish. Being Jewish back when the messenger was on the scene wasn't the same as being black like they try to make it seem like today. It was two different things. We can see that when we read what the messenger say and when we read what the Jews were saying. He said that they was caught between two when you talk to the white Jew. They wasn't caught between the two conflicting words. Being white and being a Jew was what you was supposed to be. But all the black Jews was caught between two black and Jewish was conflicted. How do I be a nigga and a Jew at the same time? But the white man, he don't live in a conflicting world. Being white and a Jew is just together. They don't gotta prove nothing to nobody. They worlds ain't conflicting. They could rob you and still be a Jew. Everybody love. But with a black man, it's two conflicting words. Black and being a Jew. So it was the messenger who taught us that we used to think that all these parables in the Bible wasn't talking about Abba Bivens now, was talking about these people. Let's get it clear. Because these lying niggas in IUIC and ISUPK be talking about to be a Jew is a, give us the documented history when niggas start saying Jew is a bloodline. The facts. Not just what you saying, but back it up with the history. Show us some articles where Rabbi Wentworth was saying being a Jew was a bloodline. Because I read Wentworth's articles. When they used to say that black people were the original Jew, because Wentworth used to say that. He used to say black people are the first Jews. That's just like a Christian saying black people was the first Christians. They talking about they were the first to practice the religion of Christianity. That's what Wentworth was saying. He wasn't saying we Jews because we black. He said we was the first to practice this religion until these white people came. They ain't original to it. This religion is our original religion. But the white man, when he was talking about being chosen, he was talking about his race. He wasn't talking about the religion. He was talking about when they say we God's chosen people, they was talking about race. Yeah. Wentworth when they was talking about their religion. That's why they did not go out in the street trying to reform the black man, but the messenger. In his divinely guided leadership, he was the one who told us, look, black man, in the New Testament, we mentioned, he says, we the so-called American Negroes are mentioned in the New Testament under several names and parables. I will name two. The parable of the lost sheep and the prodigal son. Luke 15, 1 through 11. Of which we could not be described better under or in a parable. He says, before the coming of Allah, God, we being blind, deaf, and dumb, had mistaken the true meanings of these parables to refer to the Jews. Now, thanks to Almighty God Allah, who came in the person of Master Farad Muhammad, to whom praise be forever, who has opened my blinded eyes and unstopped my ears, loosed the knot in my tongue, and have made us to understand these Bible parables are referring to us, the so-called Negroes and our slave masters. This was the message. He was the one who told us. It ain't talking about a Jew. So now Abba Bivens like, wow, we've been trying to prove that for 90 years. But they was trying to prove that they the original Jew. Messenger, no, it ain't got nothing to do with a Jew. You as a black man. These parables is talking about you as a black man, not as a Jew. Not as an Israelite. Right. Not as a Hebrew. But these parables that we used to think was talking about a Jew. Like these nigga Israelites used to think. It ain't talking about them. It's talking about you as a black man.
That's right.
Gotta get it straight.
Yes.
So now let's go on with the message. He go on to say, we being robbed so thoroughly of the knowledge of self and kind, are opposed to our own salvation in favor of our enemies. And I here quote another poison edition of the slavery teachings of the Bible. That's the message. So not only is he telling us, look, because what these Israelite niggas like to do, since they add the teachings of the messenger to the Bible, they can't go along with the messenger. So they can't say that the messenger was right when he said the Bible is tampered with. They can't say that. Because they can't let everybody know that they copying us. So the messenger say the Bible has been tampered with, and he explained to us where it's been tampered with, what's the slavery teachings. So what these niggas say is they say that King James was a black man. As if that's going to change the slavery teachings and the tampering. If you go tell the deaf, dumb, and blind, well, you know, King James was a black man. That's what the niggas do. But it don't make a difference whether you make King James black or white. The messenger pointed out to us the slavery addition that the white man added to the Bible. So this is one of the slavery additions that the white man added to the Bible. The messenger say, we being robbed so thoroughly of a knowledge of self and kind, are opposed to our own salvation in favor of our enemies. And I here quote another poison edition of the slavery teachings of the Bible. Love your enemies. Bless them who curse you. Pray for those who spitefully use you. Him that smiteth thee on one cheek, offer the other cheek. Him that taketh or rob away thy cloak, forbid not to take away thy coat also. Luke 6, 27, 28, and 29. So these are the slavery additions that the white man add to the Bible. Let's go on even further. He said the slave master couldn't have found a better teaching for their protection against the slaves' possible dissatisfaction of their masters. Brutal treatment. Now let's look at that in real time. Because the messenger wrote this article in 1956. A year before this article was written, Dr. Martin Luther King and all them preachers started the bus boycott. So this article is right at the beginning of the push for integration. So we have in the Call newspaper, January 2nd, 1959, it says, Reverend Martin Luther King urges love for enemies. Where did Dr. King get that from? He get it from the slavery teachings of the Bible. So the messenger said, he said, we being robbed so thoroughly of the knowledge of self and kind, are opposed to our own salvation in favor of our enemies. That was Dr. King. Where was the Israelite? Because these niggas today speak against Christianity. Ain't no civil rights movement going on. Black people have already chose which way they want to go, pretty much. Because the truth has been made known now. We know how to eat to live. We know about do for self. We know the white man, the devil. We know Jesus and the prophets black. So these niggas is outdated. These copycat niggas. Yes. These disrespectful, the Quran is toilet paper niggas. You outdated, nigga. You, as we say, you played out. The messenger already made the right way known. Yes. So when the right way wasn't known, Dr. King didn't know he was robbed of a knowledge of self. He didn't know he wasn't a Negro. He didn't know about the slavery teachings in the Bible. Because everybody liked to talk about Dr. King in this little secret meeting he had with Harry Belafonte, where he told Harry Belafonte, I think I'm integrating my people in the burning house. All the Israelite niggas who talk about that act like Dr. King just figured out, I'm integrating into a burning house. Who told him he was integrating into a burning? The messenger. It wasn't the Israelite. The Israelite was in the synagogue bootlicking. They wanted to be chosen like the white Jew. So the black Jew didn't care about Dr. King. Because it wasn't you was chosen because you was black. You was chosen because you was a Jew. Since Dr. King wasn't a Jew, they didn't care he love the white man. If he want to love the white man, let him love him. If he want to teach the rest of these niggas to love the white man, going to get the church bomb, the black Jew nigga didn't care. The coward nigga. Coward niggas who call themselves Israelites today didn't try to wake up they brother. They saw Dr. King urging the black man to love a beast that's talked about in the Bible. Love the serpent. Love the dragon. And the only one he had to wake him up was the messenger. That was the only one. Because he said, we've been so thoroughly robbed of a knowledge of self. He said, we being robbed so thoroughly of a knowledge of self and kind are opposed to our own salvation in favor of our enemies. And I here quote another poison edition of the slavery teachings of the Bible. Love your enemy. This is what Martin Luther King believed. He believed in the old slavery teachings. So the messenger goes on. He says it is against the very nature of God and man and of the life to love their enemies. So at first, Dr. King wasn't trying to hear the messenger. He a hate teacher. But after a year, because the thing that the messenger said, that's why he told us all his job is to get it in our ears. Because he said, once it get in your ears, you will never be the same. You either gonna change for the best or you gonna change for the worse. Either you gonna submit to the truth or you gonna be an ass UPK nigga and fight against the truth. But once a nigga hear it, the nigga will never be the same. Right. Once Abba Bivens heard it, he was never the same. Bootlicking ain't the same when you know the truth. Right. When you don't know the truth, you will sit with Rabbi, watch him lick all the boots, and that's my rabbi. Right. But when you hear Muhammad say, nah, you robbed of a knowledge of self. You thought that you had to be a Jew, Abba. But it ain't about being a Jew, old Abba. It's about being a black man, Abba. You ain't gotta lick these crackers' boots, Abba. So, Abba, heard enough by 1969, he say, I'm through with Rabbi. I'm gonna add some of Muhammad to this Judaism.
Teach, Brother Minister.
That was old Abba for these ISUPK disrespectful, disbelieving niggas. We gonna tell you a little bit about your history. The messenger, he told the black man, how you gonna love your enemy? Let's go to the messenger. He said it's against the very nature of God. He didn't say it's against the Bible. Or it's against, he said it's against God's nature. Because the messenger told us he gets at the root.
That's right.
The Bible and Holy Quran comes after Allah. Allah is the originator. All these books come after Allah. Because these niggas keep saying. They said, he said in this, talking about Muhammad, it wasn't until he came among some Jews. That's when he learned about the one true God. Because he gonna say that before Muhammad came to a Jew, they used to worship 360 gods. That's how these niggas, they don't want none with the Nation of Islam. Because the Arabs was better than the Jew. The Arabs called a time of worshiping 360 gods a time of ignorance. Didn't have a prophet, didn't have no divine guidance, so they went to their own ideas and worshiped idols. 360 gods for every day of the week. But the Israelite nigga, let's talk about these niggas. Because we understand that the real Israelite is the white man. But if these niggas Want to be Israelites? Let's play along with these niggas. The Arabs better than the Israelite. Because every time the Israelite had a prophet, that's when they choose to have an idol. Jehovah done parted the Red Sea for these niggas. He made manna come out of the sky for these niggas. He get them close to the promised land, and all he tell Moses, tell these niggas I'm about to have you go on the mountain for 40 days. That's all it took. They start worshiping golden cows. They start giving the cow credit for what they saw Jehovah do. So who better? An Arab or a nigga Jew? They're way better. Then these niggas be talking about the Arabs put us in slavery. When you read Matthew, when Jesus was talking to a Jew, he said, you said, if you lived in the time of your fathers, you would murder the prophets. That's what you said. But you seek to kill me. That's what Jesus told the Jew. Jesus told the Jew, he said, all the righteous blood from righteous Abel to Zechariah is on the Jew. How the Arabs wrong if they enslaved an Israelite? What you get? That's karma. Why should we feel bad about Muhammad if he turned the sword on an Israelite? That's what you get. You murdered the prophets. So Prophet Muhammad said, he said, I know how to treat these niggas. I'm going to fight fire with these niggas. I'm not going to trust them like Jesus trusted them. I ain't going to trust the messenger. Say, Prophet Muhammad fought harder for the truth than any of the prophets. He said when it came to Prophet Muhammad, whatever the Quran couldn't do, he made up with it with the sword. Nigga Jew. You think he gonna sit around and listen to the history of the Jew and let the Jew do to him what he did to Jesus? What they did to Isaiah? What they were trying to do to Elijah? Prophet Muhammad say, get the sword in when you see these niggas off with their head. Good phone. So let's go on with the message. So the messenger is the one who taught us that it ain't even God's nature to love his enemy. Not only is it not God's nature, he said it is against the very nature of God and man and other life to love their enemies. How many of us thought about that? So Abba Bivens like, wow, that's true. Because in the Torah, God say eye for an eye.
That's right.
Tooth for a tooth.
That's right.
Life for a life. Head for a head.
Yes, sir.
And we bootlick. This Muhammad right, he got a point. Now, I don't like him, but he got a point. Messenger say, once it get in your ears, you will never be the same. So the messenger go on. He say what God asks us to do, that which he himself can't do. He hates his enemies so much that he tells us that he is going to destroy them in hellfire along with those of us who follow his enemies. Oh, Abba say, wow. Elijah got another good point. God got a judgment day for his enemies. How he gonna tell me to love mine?
Right.
How God got a judgment? He said he gonna push him alive in the lake of fire. That's what he gonna do to him, but he want me to love mine. No. Oh, Muhammad got another good point.
That's right.
Let's go on with Muhammad. So the messenger, seeing Dr. King, it says Reverend Martin Luther King urges love for enemies. It says a new age of justice that is dawning for the Negro challenges him to love even his oppressors. But then the IUIC gonna tell us Elijah Muhammad, he was, quote, who gonna tell Dr. King he out of order? If Dr. King and the black man in the church see a pit bull, but he don't know it's a pit bull, but he see the messenger see Dr. King about to run over there and pet the pit bull. So the messenger, knowing that Dr. King is his brother, the messenger being a Muslim, and we taught in Islam, love for your brother what you love for yourself.
Right.
So the messenger can't just let the preacher mislead millions of black people to think we supposed to love a beast. We supposed to love the wolf when we lost sheep. No. So yeah, it was the Honorable Elijah Muhammad in his divine guidance that he got from Allah. He taught the Christian preacher that love your enemy stuff is slavery teachings. That the white man added it in to get you to love him and hate yourself. Because it ain't God's nature to love his enemy. It ain't in man's nature. If you love your enemy, you gonna automatically hate yourself. You can't love an enemy without hating yourself. You can't hate an enemy and love yourself. It goes hand in hand.
Yes, sir.
The enemy hates you, you hate the enemy.
That's right.
So it go on even further than that. So not only was Dr. King teaching the black man to love to death, he was getting awards for doing. It says Reverend King named Spingarn winner. Now the Spingarn Award is from the NAACP. From a white man who was on the board of directors, his name's Spingarn. Because the Christian preachers was doing the same thing Abba Bivens was doing, bootlicking. They were just bootlicking. They went to a private school of bootlicking. That's the joke. The Christian preacher went to the public school of bootlicking. That's the only difference between Abba Bivens. He was a private school bootlicker. They sophisticated niggas. ISUPK, them dirty niggas used to be the sophisticated bootlicking coward nigga. They the niggas that's gonna stay in the synagogue. But the Christian went to the public school. He was a public bootlicker. He bootlicking, but he love his people. Private school people got more of a sophisticated, snotty attitude about niggas. I'm a joke. The public school brother, he dumb, but he love being black. I'm a nigga. Hang with the niggas. Act like a nigga. I love my people. So the Jew was the private school snobby nigga Jew. That's something, that's amazing. When you look at them dirty beard wearing niggas in ISUPK, you wouldn't think that them niggas used to be snobby niggas. Private school bootlicking niggas. They the most disrespectful, dirty looking, motorcycle gang looking niggas. Look at what them niggas, where it say in the Bible you supposed to look like a hell's angel? That nigga look like a hell's angel telling us about the Bible. You look like a black nigga hell's angel. Big pot-belly niggas with the hell's angel jackets with the niggas got the fringes on the headband, nigga, telling us about the Bible.
Help keep us on the air. 313-371-7033. That's 313-371-7033 to make a donation.
What we look like following them? They don't want it with the message. They happy that Farrakhan, we could clown them. Nigga gonna tell us the Bible. Nigga, you look like a hell, you're a motorcycle nigga. He don't look like the nigga who ride, he look like the nigga who ride the bike with the bars way up here. That's the kind of nigga he look like. Nigga, The Quran told we can join with you dirty fat niggas. We in shape. We look clean. You niggas look dirty. This nigga gonna tell us about the Quran toilet paper. He out his mind. But let's move on with the message. So not only was Dr. King teaching the black man to love the devil was giving him awards, trying to help him encourage more black people to love the devil. Love of people who hate. But the black Hells Angels niggas. Elijah Muhammad quoted Mo, yeah, why shouldn't he have? Who else was gonna teach the black man?
Right.
Who else was gonna teach the black man you integrating in a burning house? Who was gonna tell him? The nigga Jew what? But the messenger did.
Yes.
So right under that article, well, let's read what it says. It says Reverend King named Spingarn winner. It said Dr. King, the citation asserts, has become a foremost exponent of Gandhian philosophy of nonviolent passive resistance. He has not only preached the doctrine of love your enemies, he has also demonstrated the efficiency of this Christian faith. Look at how he dumbing his people. First, the white man patting him on the back for following Gandhi. When Gandhi grew up as a so-called American Negro, that stuff Gandhi was talking about for his people. But to love the devil, he following Gandhi and the white man don't follow Gandhi. What white Christians in the 50s was following Gandhi? But they pat the nigga on the back. But the motorcycle gang nigga, Elijah Muhammad quoting him, yeah. Why wasn't he? Not only is they patting him on the back for following Gandhi, which don't no white Christian follow Gandhi, but the nigga can follow Gandhi. Then it say, he has not only preached the doctrine of love your enemies, so he piling it on. Gandhi with the passive, the non-violent stuff so we can get the water hoses. Then you teaching them to love the enemy, and you a Christian too. That's a triple whammy.
Yes, sir.
But the motorcycle people, Elijah Muhammad, he mostly quoted the Bible. That showed you how much the messenger loved the black man.
That's right.
He a Muslim who taking time out as a Muslim to explain the Bible to a Christian.
Yes.
While the motorcycle gang niggas is licking boots.
Yes, sir.
Can't forget about them. The disrespectful niggas. While the messenger was being courageous, he was getting disrespected by all them Orthodox Muslims. They was also asking, why you a Muslim and you quoting the Bible? Messenger say, you don't have my mission. My mission is to resurrect my people.
Yes.
And the Bible is their graveyard. That was the message.
That's right.
So let's go on with the article. Now, under the article where he getting a Spingarn award from the NAACP, then he getting Nixon King planned meet on June 13th. So now Dr. King getting praised by the NAACP, get an award from them. Now he get to talk to the president. Black man looking at King like, dang, he must be right. He getting all these awards for being such a peaceful, loving Christian. I'm a Christian. He getting to talk to the president. He get the Nobel Peace Prize. The Bible do say love your enemies. Maybe he right. But Elijah Muhammad say, no, he wrong. Let's go on with the message. Messenger continues on in the article. He said the understanding of the Old and New Testament by the so-called Negro preachers makes it our graveyard and must be resurrected therefore from. So the message, in his divine guidance from Allah, He said that the Bible is a graveyard for the black man.
Yes.
So since this is our graveyard, we must be resurrected from it. Graveyard meaning we dead in it. We don't understand what it's talking about, but we believe what it says. So this is our graveyard.
Yes.
So since this is our graveyard and we dead in it, we must be resurrected from it.
That's right.
That's why he gave us to understand. Let's go on even further. He says, note, Moses didn't teach a resurrection of the dead, nor did Moses, who was a prophet before Moses. The New Testament and the Holy Quran, teachings of a resurrection of the dead, can't mean the people who have died physically and returned to the earth, but rather a mental resurrection of us, the black nation, who are mentally dead to the knowledge of truth, the truth of self, God and the arch enemies of God and his people.
Yes, sir.
That's what we need to know. That's what the messengers say we dead to the knowledge of. We dead to the knowledge of truth. The truth of self. The truth of God. And the truth of God's arch enemy and man's arch enemy. It's the white race. So let's go on even further with the messenger. Because when you look at the messenger's articles, the messenger is the one who explains to us. When you listen to these copycat niggas, ISUPK and IUIC has no literature. These niggas just act like they coming off the top of their head with all these interpretations of the Apocrypha, the interpretation of the New Testament. Where you getting it from? The Honorable Elijah Muhammad took years to explain to us all these articles. This article, he say, continue from last week. He ain't hardly quote no verses. He explaining to us, look, you're dead. You're mentally dead. You buried in the Bible. When the Bible and the Holy Quran talks about a resurrection, because he said Moses didn't talk about a resurrection. Neither did Noah. But he said the New Testament and the Holy Quran talks about a resurrection. He said we can't think of this resurrection as a physical resurrection. This resurrection is a mental resurrection.
Yes.
Because the black man is mentally dead.
Yes.
That was the message. He taught us the Bible and the Holy Quran side by side. Because he said this is our mental resurrection. And we must be resurrected from the book. These books has divine guidance in. But the only one who can rightly divinely guide us is the man from Allah. So the messenger goes on. Because the thing about the messenger, he taught us from the Holy Quran. Because the Holy Quran is different from the Bible. Let's look at the difference. This is June 6, 1959, Pittsburgh, Carolina. It says the danger of taking enemies for friends. Because when it talks about enemies in the Bible, that's when you find the white man mixes truth with falsehood. He has the slavery teachings of the New Testament. In Matthew 5, verse 38 through 44, this is supposed to be Jesus talking. He said, ye have heard that it had been said, an eye for an eye and a tooth for a tooth. But I say, that ye resist not evil, but whosoever shall smite thee on thy right cheek, turn to him the other also. So there's more slavery teachings. Because Jesus is canceling out the Old Testament law. The messenger said that's the law of retaliation. That's what Moses' law was. When it says an eye for an eye, that's the law of retaliation.
Yes, sir.
That ain't a law for a Jew. That's the nature of Allah. Ain't no Muslim have to be around a nigga Jew. All these laws are natural laws of Allah. They're natural laws of man. Naturally, all men naturally live by an eye for an eye.
Right.
That's nature. If somebody pluck your eye out, naturally, you're going to try to pluck his eye out. If a person try to hit you and you going to naturally try to block it. Natural. You ain't going to naturally get smacked and turn the other cheek.
No.
Eye for an eye, the law of retaliation is natural. It ain't a law that Moses was given just for a nigga Jew. It was the natural laws of Allah.
Right.
That's why the messenger taught us about the righteous. The righteous and Allah have the same nature. It ain't got nothing to do with Jews, Muslims, and Christians. These laws are natural laws. He said the only reason why we have to be taught laws that are natural laws is because the white race had 6,000 years to rule.
Yes.
That's the only reason why you need a law. Before the white race, the man was living by his nature. Just like a bird lived by his nature. A whale lived by his nature. A shark lived by his nature. It ain't no law for a nigga Jew. Muhammad and them had to wait till a nigga Jew come to Arabia and tell us, eye for an eye. They was eye for an eye without the Jew.
Right.
You ain't got to teach no Arab about no eye for an eye. Them Arabs knew stealing was wrong. You know it's wrong. It's a natural. You don't want nobody stealing from you.
Right. Right.
There's natural laws. So the messenger, he taught us that these are slave additions that the white man added in so we could be perfect slaves to them. So they canceled out the law of retaliation. So they say Jesus said, I know you heard. Eye for an eye. But I say that ye resist not evil, but whosoever. That means anybody. Your brother, your enemy, your husband, your wife, your children, anybody. Whosoever shall smite thee on thy right cheek, turn to him the other also. We having this same thing happening to us in the Nation of Islam. Chief hypocrite Louis Eugene. This nigga fits into all the hypocrisy of the New Testament.
Teach, Brother Minister.
Because the chief hypocrite said, I know you heard of old that Elijah Muhammad used to whoop niggas' heads. But I say, Lord, these niggas. Let the nigga verbally attack your religion and you don't say, I say. This hypocrite. Let's go on even further with Jesus Eugene. It says, ye have heard that it had been said, an eye for an eye and a tooth for a tooth. But I say, that ye resist not evil, but whosoever shall smite thee on thy right cheek, turn to him the other also. Ye have heard that it has been said, thou shalt love thy neighbor and hate thine enemy. Another. I know you heard Elijah Muhammad said, strive hard against the hypocrite and the disbelief. I know you heard it. But I say, love your enemies. Love the hypocrite and the disbeliever. Bless them that curse you. So when you hear niggas tell you the Quran taught, love them, bless them. Bless those that curse. I know you heard Elijah. I know you saw what Elijah Muhammad did. But I say, no. Get verbally attacked. Let them dog your religion. Because that's what I say.
Teach, brother.
Hypocrite. So they're gone with these slavery teachings. It say, but I say unto you, love your enemies. Bless them that curse you. Do good to them that hate you. That's how ISUPK can thrive. They say the messenger didn't teach from the Quran. Let's talk about the Quran for a minute. Messenger used to write articles called Self-Defense for the Negro. He got fight in the cause of Allah with those who fight you. Because the messenger was cut from a different cloth than Farrakhan. ISUPK and IUIC, if they was together, they wouldn't thrive with a leader like the messenger. No. Mm-mm. The difference between the messenger and Farrakhan. The messenger believed what he said. He believed he was the messenger of God. He believed. He believed God came in the person of Master Farad Muhammad. So he believed in fighting. He believed in fighting.
Yes.
So for all the niggas who thought they was about to do what ISUPK and IUIC be doing, the messenger put it on the front page. Just so they can see it. Because whatever you said about Muhammad, you better meant it. This brother told me, well, I never forget it. We was talking about the old time. He was back in the day. We were talking about all these reckless mouth niggas today. Say not with the messenger, brother. If a nigga said it and he didn't mean it, the nigga should have meant it.
Yes, sir.
That word is bond. That's what he told. The nigga should have meant it. That's how the messenger taught a Muslim to fight. You ain't about to be verbally attacked. Nigga, if you didn't mean it, you shouldn't have said it. Because once you say it, you mean it.
Yeah.
So the messenger would put fighting on the front page for all the niggas who thought it was a game. So the messenger got fight in the cause of Allah with those who fight you. Mean a verbal fight or a physical fight. That was the message. He wasn't teaching us these slavery teachings. The messenger say, I got to get the Quran out now. I ain't about to be telling you, I don't want you to get it twisted, because ain't no slavery teachings when it's come to the Quran and fighting. You ain't gonna hear none of that. So the messenger, all them pit bulls he had. It says, Surah 2, verse 100. Fight with those who fight with you, and know that Allah is with the believers. That's how the messenger taught you. Fight. Know Allah with you. That's it. That's all you need.
That's right.
You don't need no weapon. You don't need no disrespect. You don't need to be loud. Just fight with those who fight with you and just know Allah with you. Then he goes on to say, Surah 9, verse 20. Fighting is prescribed for you. Jesus Eugene, don't be saying that. It's Jesus Eugene. He don't tell us now, fighting the messenger would tell her brother, fighting prescribed. That's like if you got diabetes. This medicine, take 2 a day. Fighting prescribed for you. So that means you about to be fighting pretty often if it's a prescription.
Yes.
How many doctors give you a prescription that you put on the shelf and you don't use for 2-3 years? On the bottle it say use once a day. 2 times a day. What's a prescription you don't use? Messenger telling them brothers, fighting is a prescription for you.
Yes.
Fighting is a prescription for you, and you dislike it. But it is possible you dislike a thing which is good for you, and that you love a thing which is bad for you. So the messenger, the type of man. You got some brothers who like fighting. Then you ain't gotta, they like whooping niggas' heads. You gotta calm some brothers, like, brother, chill. Some brothers like that. But some brothers kind of don't want to fight. That's how we got brothers today. We don't want to fight. We don't want to get no confrontations. We don't want to argue. We just want to be, like Jesus. So the messenger quoting the Quran, yeah, you want to be like Jesus, but fighting is good for you. Whooping heads is good for you. Jesus don't tell us that. But the messenger did. He ain't even specific. He telling everybody. Fighting is prescribed for you. You might not like it. But you might like a thing that ain't good for you and dislike a thing that's really good. That was the message. On the front page. For all the niggas who thought they was going to verbally attack the messenger, no. Fighting good for my believers. My father. Just to let you know, it's a prescription for them. All you niggas, and I'm telling them from the Quran, bless those who this fight, it ain't in here. It ain't in here, nowhere. We love fighting over here. All you niggas. That was Muhammad. Then he goes on to say, surely Allah will defend those who believe. Surely Allah loveth not a traitor. So he even telling us, Allah defend you when you fighting his cause. Right. Then he goes on to say, Surah 22, verse 38, Muslims must not trust hypocrites and disbelievers of Islam, even though they be your nearest kin. For the Israelite niggas, you wouldn't have survived with Muhammad. No, not talking about the Quran. The messenger said Muhammad did more to fight for the truth than any of the prophets. Any of them. He said, I'm the Muhammad of the Holy Quran. I'm the Muhammad. Play with it if you want to. We just got to give the history. Elijah Muhammad was cut from a different cloth than this hypocrite Louis. Messenger told them, no, Jesus is dead. What you look like praying to a dead prophet? He said, pray to a living God. Yes. That was Muhammad. Let's go on with the message. Surah 22, verse 38. Muslims must not trust hypocrites and disbelievers of Islam. What's IUIC? What's ISUPK? They disbelievers of Islam. That's right. When you hear this hypocrite tell us what the Quran say about hypocrites and it, never. But Muhammad, don't trust them. I don't care if they your wife, your husband, Malcolm. He a hypocrite. Right. Never trust them. So if they disbelievers and the messenger telling Muslims, never trust them. Fighting prescribed for all that. Let's just imagine. We're not going to say nothing. What I just read here from these Muslims, what the messenger was saying, what you think they would do if they heard somebody say the Quran toilet paper? Just use your imagination. Now let's don't just stop with the argument. Let's see, okay, the messenger said this. This is what he put in the Muhammad Speak News. What did the reporters say? What they say? This from the Detroit Free Press, 1964. It say Negro foes beaten by black Muslims at Harlem Rally. Beaten. But the messenger, I done told you. Fight with those who fight with you. So with the message, they fought with those. You couldn't just go out there mud washing a messenger of God. A black man who's stepping in to teach black people what other black people wouldn't teach. Now you getting in the way. That's how them Muslims felt. Elijah Muhammad teaching the black man to get off hard. He teaching them how to eat to live. He teaching them how to do for self. He cleaning them up. He teaching us how to be a nation. He giving us unity. He making us love ourselves. He teaching us the truth about God and the devil. So any nigga who talk against that nigga in the way, that's what you call a disbeliever. And the messenger says, strive hard against the hypocrite and the disbeliever.
Yes, sir.
Now I know ISUPK and them gonna say, they do all that to black because we want to show them Muslims was correct. These niggas disrespectful.
Yes.
So we not just gonna show you how Muslims whoop niggas' heads. We gonna show you how they whoop white men's heads too. Because when the messenger said, fighting the cause of Allah with those who fight you, he wasn't talking the coward stuff that ISUPK and IUIC talk. They just go on the corner and harass black people. Fight with those who fight with you mean black and white with the messenger. So we showed you how Muslims whoop niggas' heads. Let's show you how they whoop white folks' heads. This one of my favorite books. It's called The Circle of Six. Because when them brothers, and this just one example, when them brothers whoop these devils' head, this devil's name is Randy Jerkins. This devil was never the same. I be watching him. He came out with a live talking to some old white people who was around during that time. They was on there talking about how, and he talking like it happened yesterday. He's still in a daze about it. He said they was Vietnam vets. How could niggas take guns from Vietnam vets and beat them up? This devil, he wrote books. Go to his YouTube, go to his Facebook page. He ain't got nothing but the stuff with 72. Look at his book. Look how thick this book is. He be on lives. He ain't never was to say, niggas took the gun. He said he went to the hospital to talk to one of the police that got locked in the temple. He said when he walked in and asked him what happened, he said that devil looked up, they took our guns and they just started beating us. That was followers of the message. They weren't listening to Jesus. They were listening to Muhammad.
All praises due to Allah.
Let's tell the IUIC and ISUPK how Muslims with the messenger got down. Because the messenger used to warn them white police. Just like he warned niggas. He warned the white man. What the white man used to do to Muslims, that they don't do to IUIC and ISUPK. They used to be getting these fake calls that somebody in the temple got a gun. So the police used to just bust in the temple, pretending like, oh, we got a call that somebody ran in here with a gun. So the messenger being the messenger, he say, okay now, you ain't about to just keep busting in my temples, okay? This is where the name of Allah is being revered. So we gonna tell you, look, nigga, if you have a call, you call us first. Then we'll let you know whether or not somebody, but you don't just bust in our temple. That was the method. Because the Holy Quran talks about exceeding the limits.
Right.
So the white man had exceeded, okay, that's it. No more of the busting in the temple. That's it. If you get another call, you better call us first. So they had some rookie cops, Vietnam vets, who didn't believe fat meat greed. So they ain't rookie cops, but they was Vietnam vets. Like, these niggas ain't gonna do, what you mean call? I ain't calling, no, we busting in these niggas' temple. So in 1972, 4 white cops decided to bust into Temple number 7. Let's see what the white man said. It says, after 4 officers looked to help a brother in need, walked through those open doors. It says halfway up the staircase, they were met by approximately 20 Muslims. Not 4, 20 Muslims. Approximate, because it could have been more. Because the messengers say no more of the busting in the temple. No more of that. Everybody there in it. So it's 20 Muslims in it. Now it's 20 of us now. So it say halfway up the staircase, they were met by approximately 20 Muslims. Most of them FOI soldiers or building security. 2 sets of metal double doors were slammed shut behind them and dead bolted from. That's my favorite part. Because I done seen so much of Jurgens talk about it. He say that's when they knew. That's when you see all the fight drain out their body. They was Vietnam vets when they came in. But when they heard them steel double doors lock, slam shut, they ain't lightly like, let's just, no, they, boom. We got you now. We got the crackers now. We got you now. Not only hear that boom, then they hear click up, lock the door. We don't just want to slam it shut. We want to lock so we can do what we want to do. That song in the 70s say, do it, do it, do it till you're satisfied, do it. Them brothers say, we gonna do it till we satisfied. We gonna do. Them devils heard them doors, boom, shut, lock. Then it goes on to say, all 4 cops were trapped, surrounded, and becoming increasingly confused as one of the FOI men screamed out, Allahu Akbar. So what you think they'll do to a nigga telling them the Quran toilet paper? They locking in 4 white armed police. And the brother just screamed out, Allahu Akbar. What did the messenger say that meant? Because when you look at the history of the Nation of Islam, you think that Allahu Akbar means Allah is the great, when technically that is what it means. But certain things had hidden meanings. This brother told me one time. He said when he made lieutenant, he said a captain asked him, what is the meaning of lieutenant? So he said he started running down the lesson. He said the captain say, no, it means work, work, and more work. So on the surface, Allahu Akbar mean Allah is the great, because you calling on Allah. But when Muslims who ain't involved in nothing hear Allahu Akbar, they know the fight breaking out.
Yes, sir.
That's really what that means, like when you say, ooh, when you in the hood. Some enemies come. You know your boy is somewhere, ooh. That's what that means. So once the brother say, ooh, it says the 4 patrolmen tried to gain entry to the 2nd floor. Look for the cop in trouble. The Muslims wouldn't allow it, and push came to shove. Suddenly the Muslims jumped the outnumbered cops. One of the 4 officers grabbed his radio and squeezed the mic in an attempt to call his own 13. He screamed inaudibly into it. This was the part. He said, there is nothing scarier than hearing the plaintive screams of a cop pleading for help over the radio. Them devils like, oh, man. Muslims coming from the front. Muslims coming from the back. Muslims coming from up top the stairs. They coming from everywhere. Because we going to do it till we satisfied. That's how Muslims got down. We going to do it till we satisfied. Because we want you. We telling you how Muslims fight. It's a prescription. This is what the messenger teaching from the... He ain't teaching like Farrakhan. Right. The messenger, when it came to fighting, wasn't no more Bible. When it came to being a Muslim, it's Holy Quran. This is what Allah say. Allah say fighting good for you. This is another one that the messenger that I didn't bring. This certain articles you read from the messenger, I had to stop for the rest of the day. It was the 1966 article when the messenger got word that a Muslim had disarmed a police and he gave the weapon back. I couldn't eat. My whole day had changed after reading that. I was like, he the messenger, man. I'm in the room by myself. Ain't nobody home. I'm like, man, he the messenger, man. He the messenger. Ain't no way. I'm reading this article, right? So you can tell, because when you read the messenger enough, you can tell when he upset. You can tell when he excited. You can just feel it. You can feel he was mad. He like, you mean to tell me this brother had the weapons in his hands and you gon' no, never again. He said, when Allah blessed you to have weapons in your hand, say we don't give it back. We don't give it back. He said, you go all the way. Yes. That's what he said. Yes. No, we don't give them back. He said, we don't take police weapons if they ain't trying to harm us. But if they try to harm us, and Allah bless us to get weapons in our hands, we don't give it back. No, ain't no giving it back. Messenger said in this article, he said, call on Allah. This was the defense the messenger giving these brothers for an armed devil. He said, call on Allah. But he said, don't turn on your heels. That was the part, because I'm at 4 hours, selling papers, listening to the messenger. He said, if you get into a fight, he said, we don't fight nobody unless they attack. They attack you and the fight is on. You got to stay in it. Ain't no run. He said, because if you run, Allah not with you. That's how you can tell the messenger believed in Allah. You don't tell brothers this and you playing like Jesus be playing. Jesus be playing. Messenger, when you read his articles on fighting, you knew he the messenger. He putting it in the public paper. That was the front page article. Telling them to fight police. And if you are unarmed brother, he's saying if you fight them and Allah bless you to take it, you use it. That's right. And if you can't take it, and he got it on you, don't run. Because Allah ain't with you. He says better to die brave than to die coward. That's right. That was it. He ain't say you gonna win it. No, you might die. But it's better to die brave than to die coward. I couldn't believe that. He telling unarmed brothers to just die for the cause. That was the message. Well, brothers and sisters, we don't want to prolong the time. So I leave you as I came in the nation of Islam's greeting words of peace of Assalamu alaikum.
Help keep us on the air. 313-371-7033. That's 313-371-7033 to make a donation.
Brothers and sisters, we rise for prayer. In the name of Allah, the beneficent, the merciful. All praise is due to Allah, the Lord of the worlds, the beneficent, the merciful. Soul Master's Day of Judgment in which we now live. Thee alone do we serve, and thee alone seek for thine help and aid. O Allah, please guide us on the right path, path of those upon whom thou bestow thy favors, not on the path of those upon whom thy wrath is brought down, nor those who go astray after they heard thy teachings. Say he, Allah is one God. Allah is he of whom nothing is independent, but upon whom we all depend. He begetteth not, nor is he begotten, there is none like him. And I bear witness that none is earth to be served, worship, or praise besides Allah, who came in the person of Master Farad Muhammad. And I bear witness that the Honorable Elijah Muhammad is thy true servant and last apostle. Ameen. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad taught us not to do anything to anyone if we wouldn't have done it to ourselves and treat everybody right, even the devil. Assalamu alaikum.